The reliability of the MRT system has been called into question after the recent slew of breakdowns. But some foreigners wondered if Singaporeans are too critical and expect too much of the MRT. In this clip, we speak to two Australian permanent residents to find out about their rail network. Charmaine Pan has been studying in Sydney for the past 2 years and gets around by train. She says that train breakdowns don't get Sydney-siders down.
In Sydney, they always break down and it's pretty fast. People get out of the station, they take a bus. They seem okay. People don't complain as much. Maybe they're more used to it.
Following the breakdowns, Transport Minister Lui Tak Yew cut short his trip in Cambodia, while Prime Minister Lee Hsien Loong returned from leave to address the public on the issue. But Charmaine thinks too much was made of it, and it's unlikely that a similar situation would happen in Australia.
They don't kick up such a big fuss, but personally I think it's just a public crowd control thing. It's all publicity. The public kicks up a fuss, therefore the government has to be seen, trying to do something about it. Well, personally, they can't. Australians understand that, City Rail is City Rail, the government has their own stuff to do. Yeah, and it happens so often that it's actually just normal. And if a train breaks down, you have to pause and you actually have to repair it. So it's not such a big deal. It's not like they're purposely stopping the train.
Sydney is the most populous city in Australia, and the train system provider City Rail says that around 1 million trips are made daily over 307 stations. When trains are running, wait times can vary from 2 minutes to 45 minutes.
Depending on the time of hour and depending on what kind of train you're going, because there's a lot of networks and a lot of routes. If you're going far out, it can take up to 40 minutes if you just missed your bus. You just missed your train. But in the city during peak hour, apparently it's 1 every 3 minutes, so that's pretty good. Certain train stations in Australia are a big no-no after 9 o'clock because they're known for having druggies, they're known for having gangs, and you could just be in the train waiting for the train to move off to the next stop and someone will come on and mug you.
While she praised Singaporean trains for being clean, efficient and quick, she also felt that the breakdown could be better managed.
The recent one in Singapore with the blackouts and no one knowing what was going on, that was pretty bad, what I think.
Another Australian permanent resident, Dominic Ho, works as a scientist in Perth and sometimes takes the train to work. He is in Singapore for the holidays and he says he loves the train system here.
It's good. It's actually, no, not good. Excellent. It's clean, it's quick, and it's safe. Yeah.
The train transport system over there, how is it like?
It's different in the sense that it's not as convenient. It's clean, but sometimes it's not safe to take at night. And you got to wait 30 minutes for a train sometimes, non-peak hours, that kind of thing. So it's definitely not as good as here.
When trains break down in Perth, it is not just to do with the equipment, but also the people who work on trains. According to Dominic, railroad strikes happen as often as 3 times a year. Why do they happen? Any idea?
Okay, most of the strikes is because of pay disputes. The drivers want more pay, so one day the unions will just organise this big general strike and trains will be shut down, or there's going to be one service an hour, that sort of thing. Yeah.
How long do they strike for?
A whole day. Whole day, maybe half day, that kind of thing. And it'll be during peak hours.
But according to Dominic, Perth residents like their Sydney counterparts shrug off the breakdowns as a way of life.
People get angry, but they just get over it and get on with it.
Anything on the scale of the anger that Singaporeans have expressed over the recent breakdowns?
No, not at all.
In our next clip, we'll speak to tourists in Singapore and ask them what they think of the MRT versus their train systems back home.